How did you get your first client and how was the feeling?
They have just deposited in the account. And I was like, okay, did we receive it? People in the team were talking about, my founder was there. Did we receive it? I mean, is it like we are working for this client? You were excited about money. But then just after that, you have gotten into, okay, we have to deliver. So that is something.
Absolutely. Your delivery speaks for itself. If you have good delivery, then the clients will keep coming and the business will keep coming. Why is the support important as female entrepreneurs?
Yeah, I mean, this is something very nicely put, female entrepreneurs, because yes, I would also talk more about female entrepreneurs. I know males have different level of challenges, which is respected. Female has different set of challenges. As in when you're married.
Hello and welcome back to the channel, and today I have with me a very special guest who is going to share with us a lot about the content creation world, about personal branding, about storytelling, and what actually makes you earn in the online world, which she openly shares on her YouTube channel as well. But I have had the privilege to ask questions from her so that you can learn what goes into online marketing. Welcome, DIMPI.
Thank you, Manmeet. Thank you for such a welcoming introduction. And thank you for having me on this podcast.
Thank you so much for doing this. And I think let's start right from the beginning. What got you into entrepreneurship?
Okay, this is something very deep down to my heart. Initially, I had no idea this is what entrepreneurship is. Being a kid, little naive, you don't know what's all about. But money was something always interesting for me. Even for when we had a conversation, dad used to sit, my brothers, my sisters, we all used to sit and discuss about, okay, how the financials of the family and everything is. And I was always interested in, okay, could we sell that? Could we sell that and, make more out of it?
Yeah.
Always like that. In school, I was very average. People are talking about CA, CS. I was never interested in all this. My siblings, they are all, if someone is CS, a CFA, actuary, and I was a different kid looking forward to entrepreneurship. So it started long back. Even I did not know about kids. In my college time, I used to take tuitions. I used to sell clothing, jewelry. After I gotten married, even after that, it was more of entrepreneurship. But lately, I realized that, okay, I'm an entrepreneur more and less of people who could work in a corporate or something.
Understood. So I think your calling for entrepreneurship came from the very beginning, from the family roots, from the discussion. And I think I definitely agree. Money has been a motivation for everyone. It attracts, the smell of money attracts you, isn't it?
It does.
But I would love to know that, once you jumped into entrepreneurship and you've been doing it for so long now. So do you think that money is the only motivator for you to be an entrepreneur?
Not at all. If somebody would have been a mentor back then, I would have been blessed. It just started with the calling and you did not know how difficult was that. And still you question not many times, okay, is there something wrong? Am I doing right? People are getting into corporate, people are talking about which companies are you working. You don't believe I came to Mumbai and people just asked me one question. Okay, which company are you working? I was like, is it that important to work in the companies? Why people are not asking what you are doing instead of just asking?
Right.
So money, coming to your question, how money isn't that important. It's the skills that people are not talking about. Even, sorry to say, the schools it could help us build our a lot many things, build our character, friends and everything. But when it comes to the basic foundation skill, communication, marketing, interacting with people, negotiation, asking, accounting, everything, I think that is something that you learn during this entrepreneurship, which is what it takes a lot of you when you are into that journey. It's not
Absolutely. I think I love the idea of what you just said. It takes a lot of you when you're in that journey. And that so nicely connects to the thought of personal branding. How important do you think is personal branding when it comes to entrepreneurship or running a business?
I think this is the foundation again. This is one skill people missed out. Today only I've just posted on LinkedIn. Yesterday I met someone. He is running a PR agency and talking about brands, how brands, he is building brands for other businesses. I just asked him, okay, how are you building your brand? So he was, for 2 seconds, he was paused. He was like, I'm not doing anything, but I'm just getting clients. I was like, what are your ideas of building brand? He's not doing anything at all. And this is really, I mean, I was like, why are people, I asked him very straight. I don't know whether how he would like it, but it was how people would rely, how people would trust you and give you the charge of their business to build their brands. So firstly, you have to develop that, right? So I think that's a bit hard on him, that brand building, as in what connect you. Why did you start the company in the first place? Not money. What has been your driving force to start the company? Your brand, your message. It is very relatable person to person. As in, you are running a digital agency and but we are running so differently because you being you, I being me. So the branding is just that, wherein you understand you.
Absolutely. And I think I get 2 points from here. One is that, we always discuss how you should always walk the talk, like be the practitioner before you actually preach. Before you actually go to a company and you say that, hey, I can run Facebook ads for you. But have you run Facebook ads for yourself ever? Have you generated any leads that you can generate for me? So be a practitioner before you actually go for the execution and preaching for someone else. And that's such an important lesson everyone should, know about. And the second thing, I definitely agree to what you say that, we are running agencies, but you are you and I is, I really feel that a business is driven by the vision of the founder. No matter how big the company is, how the personality of the founder is actually drives how the team is going to perform and how the business is going to go forward.
100%. I can vouch for that. That is how it is.
Absolutely. And, I would love to know, when we're talking about personal branding, that is using our own names to get in, out on the online world, a lot of people feel that I don't want to share about my life. I don't want to put my private stories, for example, on the internet. So what are your thoughts on that? Because personal branding also means talking about yourself and what you do apart from work.
Yeah, so this is something that we have come across. I have come across a lot of clients whom we say the idea of personal branding is firstly, who are you as a person, and then I'll come to the company profile. And also he has also this has just happened recently, I think the last month only. He said, I'm mailing to I'm putting LinkedIn DMs. People are not replying to my company DMs, but people are replying to me. I was like, exactly, that's the point. How could people connect with your company, and when people would want to connect you as a person? So, and when you are saying as a person, it has to be a holistic one. There are a lot of people do struggle with sharing, but I think the only way that we talk to our client is very straight, that we don't have to discuss what is happening in your family. Days are good, days are bad. We just don't have to discuss everything, like what is happening in the influencer marketing thing. It's just at your core. Who are you as a person? You could be an explorer. You want to travel. You want to just start a business, run the business. Your team is taking care. Some people are very micromanaging. So they are like, okay, what is happening in the team? What is that? Just showing that part of you. That's it. And how you're taking care of the team. How is the culture of the company? How are you as a person? How are your relation with your wife or husband, whosoever, family? So initially they are reluctant. Yes, I know, because things are changing. Earlier, it wasn't like that. People just followed Nirma. If you could see, okay, who has brand, who has just started Nirma, we don't know. But now people want to know about Mama Earth. Who is the founder of Mama Earth? The thing has changed. The revolution has come. So with the examples, with a lot of understanding and, just convincing them, they are getting into that, this understanding how branding is important.
Yeah, so I think awareness is very important when it comes to using personal brand as a strategy for growing your business. Doing it the right way is very crucial.
Correct. So there is...
Yeah. And I think I'll ask you a very sensitive and an important question as well, because I'm sure a lot of people want to know about this. What was the feeling of your first client? Like, how did you get your first client, and how was the feeling?
Oh man, this is like, okay, first client. Literally, if people would go back and just record the back, how is the anxiety? I was like, okay, client, you have sent the proposal and that's it. You don't know what the reaction gonna come. And then when client just said, okay, this account is something, they have just deposited in the account. And I was like, okay, did we receive it? People in a team were talking about, my founder was there. Did we receive it? I mean, is it like we are working for this client? It was, I don't know, what should I say? For 1 sec, I think this was just 1 sec or maybe few seconds. You were excited about money. But then just after that, you have gotten into, okay, we have to deliver. You just got into the delivery part. We have to do our best. I think this is the only shift that happens, because money just lie in the bank account, which is just one motivator, but then it comes to your work. So that is something.
Absolutely, your delivery speaks for itself. If you have good delivery, then the clients will keep coming and the business will keep coming.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's what at the end matters, what you have delivered. And then comes to, okay, what people would be talking about. Are they satisfied? Are they not? These are the questions that comes up.
Right. And how many clients do you work with right now?
Currently, we are working. We don't take bunch of clients. Okay, so it's more of 3, 4, 5 clients that we are working. So we work with clients who pay good amount.
Quality or quantity?
In India, that is what you started, high ticket.
Yeah.
People who pay little better because you have a team, and
Right.
and I believe that everyone should be satisfied. It shouldn't be, okay, you're underpaid and
Yeah.
you can run that business. So
Yeah.
it's
That's quality over quantity.
Quality over quantity. Correct.
Absolutely. So how does lead generation look for you when you are approaching a new client? What do you think about? How do you approach the client? And anybody who's listening to this conversation right now, if they want to onboard new clients, what should be their process?
So our process is, we are yet to develop the SOPs, which I think you guys have already. But then as of now, it's all manually that is happening. Firstly, it's more of prospect. We are sending it starts with the different, if I'll go back to how the leads are generated, it's cold emailing is something that we started a month ago. Before that, it was more of referrals, and LinkedIn is a gold mine. If someone knows how it works. So like my good clients have come through LinkedIn. DM has worked, LinkedIn content has worked, engagement has worked for me. So once that is there, you have exchanged numbers, then comes to the discovery call, understanding how the clients and are you going to work together or not, because there are a lot of objections from their end or maybe from your end as well. So that is very important. As in how what we see is how clients are open to taking feedback. If that is not happening, I know this would not go long term, because there are a lot of things that needs to be changed in the company. Because I've seen in India, people are building good products. I mean, top-notch products it could be. But when it comes to marketing, when it comes to all this, they're little, okay, that could happen. But that would not happen until you share that story and until you share that why have you started in the first place. So that all things, that mindset shift is happening, but it's just like, it's happening. So firstly, it's about how open your leads are. Then after you are sharing that proposal, and then after the second call would be more of negotiation, and okay, the project is starting, and that you're taking the payments, and then after you start the process, pretty much 2 calls, and then you're closing, and then you're starting the delivery.
Okay. That makes sense. And also, I think one of the questions that I would want to highlight is, a lot of times when you're going through this entire process, in the middle of the process, there is a little bit of what I would call is bargaining. They would want to discount out. You would say a price and they'll be like, okay, this is a little too much. Can we do this? And then they'll come to a conclusion. So does that happen with you too? And if it does, then okay. So you said that yes, it does. How do you tackle the situation? How do you tackle the bargaining?
India में bargaining बिना तो I think sabji mandi people are bargaining for $10 तो इंडिया में तो वो एक I mean, if you're not in
Just because,
Indian, you're not doing that.
yeah.
तो वो होता है. I love that. मतलब मुझे तो बहुत पसंद. मुझे तो अच्छा लगता है. Like okay, you'll come to that point. I will say no. But obviously, if you're undervaluing, then it's a no. Obviously, because you have your certain you are working and you know the delivery that you're gonna give. So India में होता है. I think I started enjoying now. Earlier it was a pain. Yeah, the bargaining.
This is you're the like first business owner who's saying I enjoy the process of bargaining. That's such a fun thing.
You don't have an option, no. Because
Yeah.
if नया होता तो I would have said कि यार क्या bargaining. But I know कि this would gonna come. Past कितने साल से if I'm doing it, I know this is gonna come. I was a fashion designer जहाँ पे I used to fashion clothing I used to sell. And bargaining, I started from the roots, that is, okay, bargaining is happening, and I started loving that process as well. Yeah, it's a part of it. Entrepreneurship teaches you everything. So again,
Yeah, absolutely. That's, I think, the biggest lesson you can learn once you become an entrepreneur, is what I believe. And also, I would want to know that, everyone who's listening to this conversation, if they're just getting started with digital marketing, maybe, they don't have a client at all, they're just getting to start freelancing, where should they begin? Like, what should be their
LinkedIn.
first step?
I think LinkedIn is the game.
Yeah.
LinkedIn, I think my second client I got from LinkedIn. So first client randomly just happened कि एक brochure I just put on Facebook, ऐसे random brochure, बहुत naive सा, if I'll show it to you, बहुत naive था. But suddenly I just got a call, and because I knew that person, थोड़ा सा, I knew, so I just got it through reference, I could say. But then LinkedIn has changed the whole game. I think LinkedIn is something people should crack it.
Absolutely. So you're saying crack the game of LinkedIn to get more leads.
Yes, absolutely.
There it is, the secret of lead generation. DIMPI has already spilled the secret.
You better know that, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, one of the pain areas that people don't really talk about is that how hard entrepreneurship can be. People want to become an entrepreneur because they want the money, they want the freedom, and everything that is glorified in today's world, and the $1,000 that ChatGPT can make today. But would you want to talk about the struggles that you face as an entrepreneur?
Well, if you talk about the struggles, I have that lot many times I've given up. I was like, nahi ho raha hai. And then next day when you are you're thinking more, I would be like, but I don't know anything apart from this. What am I supposed to do? My husband is in job. I tried getting into the corporate as well, because I was also like, working in that company, this company. I cannot. So I had no option but then to get into entrepreneurship and just to figure out things. How difficult it is. There are days when you have maybe $1,000 in your bank account, you have someone to pay, and then you're like, okay. And like for me, it is more of bootstrapping, taking investments, and this is something, I don't know, I think girls are, I related to girls more, because I've seen most girls that I talk to, they have the same feeling wherein if I have money, I'll put in. But borrowing money and investment is something that even it's hard.
Yeah.
So it's hard in terms of your mental, what you go through. You don't have clients, still you have some bills to pay. You have some, obviously you have certain investments, your lifestyle investments, everything, your expenses which you have to bear. Getting your first client, following up again and again, still there is no answer. You don't know how to deal with this. Then comes negotiation. You don't know how to deal with this. Sometimes I have underpriced also, just to be in that game. Okay, at least I'm working, just to feel good that okay, you have client, you're working for that client. Even now, I would say this is not the past only. Even now it happens. It happens because nothing is certain, right? If you talk about jobs, even that is not certain. But business also, client, they are there today, they might not be there tomorrow. But team is something I'm very like, okay, whatsoever happens, at least there has to be money so that I could pay to the team. It's tough. It's really tough. Days when you don't know, you just
What to do?
plan things, but it doesn't go according to that to-do list or other thing, and you're like, did I waste
Right.
that time? There's a lot of guilt happening, and online
Right.
world is, how crazy that is. A shiny
Right.
object all around. You're like, oh, people are making, just people are talking about clothes, not reach that close yet. Are you making some mistake? Are you doing this? Questioning again,
Yeah,
and
I know. I think I could sense when you were, I could find it relatable when you were sharing those struggles, and I would want to just know that, could you highlight one or two things that you immediately do once you're going through those emotions? Like when you're feeling that emotion, how do you control that emotion there and then? Or do you control it or not?
yeah, some days you try to, but still not. But thankfully, what happened in my life, something happened that I went to Vipassana, 10 days of
Okay.
retreat. That has changed me as a person. I always thank that. I know the technique of meditation. So now I've started 2 years, it's been. I every day do that meditation, morning, night. So it has changed me, and obviously there are days when you things are not working. But okay, you know that this is also uncertain. This is not permanent. The first thing that was in Vipassana, this is not permanent. This would pass. And I've started listening to a lot of podcasts, more of content which is very awakening, that spiritual
Yeah,
part of.
spiritual in nature. Yeah, yeah.
I think that is what has helped. That has helped. And obviously, you're surrounded by people. Like my husband is always, you'll do it. तुमको तो करना ही है and all this. So this word, I think, this words help my family. I think siblings are there who are always motivated. So I think people as well as the content is helping a lot.
Yeah, I think you very nicely mentioned about the meditation, and I think I'd like to reiterate it, saying that you need to clear your thoughts. Like how we put out the garbage in our house from the dustbin, we put it out every morning. So the garbage in our head needs to be put out, and I think you've given the solution to put out that garbage is meditation. We need to clear the head so that we have space for new thoughts and new emotions and the everyday challenge that we get up with as entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And I absolutely love that. And you also mentioned, I think it has already answered my question though, but I'll still go ahead and answer that question. You mentioned about the support that you get, and I feel that no matter what stage of life you are in, especially as a female entrepreneur, I'll highlight because I am one, you are one, and we know the journey. So, as a female entrepreneur, the support of your loved ones is extremely crucial in this journey of entrepreneurship because it's not easy. So, like, how would you like to talk about the support system that we have, like the support that we get, and why is the support important as female entrepreneurs?
Yeah, I mean, this is something very nicely put, female entrepreneurs, because yes, I would also talk more about female entrepreneurs. I know males have different level of challenges, which is respected. Female has different set of challenges. As in, when you're married, you become a multitasker. You become like that. You're not okay. What is happening in the household? Because you're very micro. Like okay, cleanliness freak. I have seen. Not being biased, but I think female are more than men. They're like, okay, chal raha hai, okay, ho jayega. But female are like, how is that happening? So from micromanaging to running that company, I think it has to be like a small things. You are looking also the bigger picture. Your team, your work, your employees, and in house, okay, some people are coming home. Your food, what is being prepared, even if there is cook. The clothes, is it hang well? Everything, little to like big things that matters to them. But I've seen like my husband is very let go. Ho jayega. I was like, okay, this is always there between us. So how do you deal? Okay, coming to the question, how do you deal with this support system? Yes, it is important. It is. I mean, I don't think we could sustain without this, because there are a lot of things juggling in your mind. How do you manage this? And when there is someone who could say that, okay, things would happen, and then you're like, okay, relax, it would happen. Just go out with your family, and things would happen, because there are people around who trust you, and who could see that you are working. and you yourself know that you're working. It's just that people who could just push you more, that's very important, so that you know that this is the right direction that you're working in. It takes a lot of energy, a lot of things, but I think eventually you just fall back to your people, your loved ones, and I think that is that's the day of that's what complete your day, even if what you have done. So that's
And I think that really tells us that we should do one another series of this podcast talking just about challenges of a female entrepreneur. There's another podcast that I see coming. So let's do one another after this one.
Surely, because all the female entrepreneurs could relate it to how tough it is. It could be like men have different set of challenges. Agreed. Female have different ways that they think. They think very different. They think differently.
Absolutely, I agree. So we'll do one another podcast.
Sure. Who could know better than, I mean, we both are talking and and we both are running a business. So
absolutely. And thank you so much, DIMPI, for sharing so much information. And everyone who's listening to the conversation, I would put the details for DIMPI in the description. Go say hi. Tell her that you heard her on the podcast. Tell her that you loved her insights. And make sure to get in touch with her if you want to learn about personal branding and storytelling or brand building, or if you would want to learn about or work with her and become one of her clients. Just reach out to her and say hi.
Thank you, Manmeet. It was wonderful. Thank you for having me on the podcast, and we had a lot of great talks. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you so much, DIMPI. Bye-bye.